Hi guys, welcome to my first video. I'm planning to do one each week. The main purpose of it is basically to share the things I learn with you, because I'm a jack of all trades. Even if I don't like that statement, I am. So as the saying goes, I'm not perfect at anything, but I'm pretty good at most of the things I do. Since first of all, the things I do it by passion and because I love it, that's for sure. Like I said, I do a lot of things. I paint, I weld, I do landscaping. I did a few inventions that cost me an arm and a leg for nothing. But my main passion is food. That's something that each week, at the end of the video, I'm going to share with you one of my own recipe. That's a given. I'm going to do it every week. The passion of food drove me to build barbecue. That's the thing I'm doing for a couple of years. I have a company. I do special barbecue that does not exist everywhere, so that's a plus. And then minus in the way that it's hard to introduce something on the market that's new. So it's a bit harder. My barbecue are 3-in-1. There are a smoking pit, regular barbecue, or méchoui. Every week I'm going to do a new subject. Sometimes it's going to be welding, sometimes it's going to be construction, mainly for me, for our house. A house which I bought a few years ago from my dad. He built it in '69, so I have a lot of things to refresh or even redone completely. But I don't mind, it's mine, so better that way. I do it with my wife Nicole. We've been married since 1984. We have 3 beautiful children, all grown-ups, successful adults. We're very proud of it. But we still live with my father, who's got the middle part of the house. We have the right part. It's like a big multi-generation house, if you want. My father is 87 years old, still work, so I hope I'm going to have the same gene as he does, that's for sure. My other passion after food is my bike. So when I go riding, you're going to come with me. So this week I'm going to board welding. I have some correction to do on my new line of barbecue I'm making, so I'm going to bring you with me. I almost forgot to tell you about the diet thing. Since I put it on the title, I thought it would be important to get on that subject. Well, the thing is, you know, I'm 56 years old. I weigh 298, so something to take care of eventually. And I decided to start somewhere. So I'm going to start today. The diet is based on a pill which I saw on Dr. Oz a few years ago. So I'm going to try it. Like anything else, you have to put some effort into it. So cut on sugar, on salt, on bread. But sugar is my worst problem, because I became a sugar monster. I stopped smoking when I was 42. I was smoking, a chain smoker, about 3 packs a day. I stopped with the patches. That weren't so bad. I didn't go at it again. But I still love the cigarette. I was in love with the cigarette. Then in 2011, I stopped drinking, stopping all the things. But sugar, that's crazy. Well, anyway, this is the Dr. Oz pill I was talking to you about. Is Garcinia Cambogia. Okay, you can see it. Big pills. I'm going to take, like they say, 1 before lunch. They say about an hour before lunch, and 2 before dinner. We'll see. And the other thing, which I'm hoping is going to be great, it's called chromium. It's like chrome. Can you imagine? Supposedly it brings down the craving for sugar. Again, we'll see. That's the thing, a small pill. That one you have to take when you go when you get up in the morning before you eat. So we'll see. But listen, it's not scientific. I'm just trying it. I don't put myself, you know, I don't have an objective. I just want to have a better health, and you know, before they tell me I have to do it, I want to try it on my own. So we'll see what it does. I'm going to keep you posted every week at the start of the video. So again, we'll see. So, I know what you're saying. I look cute. I know. That's a given. But frankly, it's not because I like to dress that way. But outside now, and even in my garage, because it's not heated. So it's about 14 Fahrenheit. And the thing I'm going to do today is correct a problem that I made. I weld something that had to be 90 degrees. But was a degree like today almost, and I didn't secure my steel quite right, so it moved when I welded, because molecule of steel is something hard to deal with. We're going to see that later. So it moved, so I have to cut it a bit, going back to correct the degree, to give it a 90 degree weight. So that's what we're going to do at 14 degrees Fahrenheit. Ain't this crazy? Yeah, it is. So here it is, guys. That's the beast. You're the first one to see it. That's a new kind of barbecue. It doesn't exist here in North America. It's mainly most popular in Europe. It's a vertical barbecue. So the thing is, you put your wood behind it on a big box, a wood box, fire box if you want, and that's the way you cook your meat. So there's no smoke going on your meat, so you know, they say it's better. I don't know. So you can lift it, you can go great in a car, not too big. You can do sweet with it. With some pork you can have up to 40 people that you can feed, so that's kind of good. So that's it. I'm going to try to correct the thing. So now we have to cut to correct the thing, eh? Don't forget your glasses. Okay, so I just finished cutting it. So now it's going to be time to weld. But there's a problem. My welding machine doesn't work that well when it's 14 degrees outside. Mind you, I don't either. But you have to do what you have to do, eh? So, like I told you, you have to secure your piece of metal that you want to weld, because it's going to be a problem. It's going to always want to torque, to move. Now I just dig a tack. I'm going to check on everything, if everything stayed at 90 degrees, and I'm going to continue welding. That's fine. So let's get rid of this thing and let's go at it again. I do it in a few times, you know. I don't stay at the same place for a long time while welding, because it's going to move the steel. Like I told you, the molecule of steel something very hard to control. Small circle, so it's gonna weld good penetration. Gonna do the other side, so like I told you, just to keep it the same way. By George, I think we got it. So I'm gonna finish it off and we'll see what it takes. Okay guys, let's finish this bastard. You see the sound? You hear the sound she makes? That's no good. That's because it's too cold. So I have to do it gradually. Stop and go. It's not fun, you know. But listen, for those who wonders, it's 14 degrees Fahrenheit, it's minus 10 Celsius. So I don't like it, and she doesn't, looks like it. You see, the problem is, when I did cut it over here, I made a big gap. And instead of filling it, because you can put another piece, a small piece of metal to smaller the gap. But I decided to close it by welding. It's a bit harder, it doesn't make as good as a clean weld, but doesn't matter, it's as good. Just needs a little more work and a little more weld. That's the thing. So, let's finish it. That's good. Now, let's clean it up. Okay, it's done, guys. Well, for that thing is done. Here's the result. So it's kind of good. I like it. Yeah. Good job. So now it's straight. Everything's great. I hope you guys understand that I don't weld as much with the weather we have. It's crazy. So I do mostly other things. I wrote a book based on historical fact. I'm trying to translate it in French because I did it in English, and I think I'm gonna have a better chance over here to publish it in French, so we'll see. So I can't wait for spring, because next year I'm going to be able to work in a great environment, unlike this year. So still a lot of work to be done, but we kind of see what it's going to look like. My workbench is going to be there, and that's it. So So guys, as I told you, this is the time to make a recipe. It's going to be a simple recipe, but a great one. It's a recipe that I have from a friend who's from Tunisia. He came here in 1978 and we were working at the Zellers. We've been good friends since, so almost 40 years now. That's kind of cool though. Eh? So it's a recipe that over in Tunisia they ate at lunch. Small thing, fast thing to do, very good. You take a big can of plum tomato, which we call Italian tomato. His mother was from France and his father was from Italy, so they hate grapes. Already put about a fourth of a teaspoon of salt. You only take the tomato part. Doesn't really matter, but less watery, you know. Okay, then you mash them good. You can take a potato masher or something like that. Show you however you want it. But guys, there's another thing about cooking. It's not a Bible thing, you know, when you follow a recipe. You don't have to follow it to the letter. My mentor in start of the 80s was a man called Mr. Smith. He had a show, cook show, called The Frugal Gourmet. Check it out on the internet, it's worth it. And the guy demystified the way of cooking. You try things. If you don't know the taste of a spice, well, you taste it, then you adjust it accordingly to your taste. There's nothing written in stone. You can do whatever you want. So what I'm doing, you can change whatever you want. It's going to be as good, even maybe better for you, that's for sure. So, to finish it off, you put about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Take about a good coffee spoon of garlic, minced garlic. Then some parsley flakes. You can use fresh one, that would be even better. Freshly ground pepper. Always freshly ground, it is the best. And for the piece of resistance, harissa. That was a great discovery of mine. Well, not mine, but it's so great. Harissa. It's a hot pepper paste. So in fact, you know, this simple sauce it's like a bit of a salsa sauce. Again, you put to taste because it's very hot. Me, I like it hot, so I put about a coffee spoon. Then you just have to mix. We're on the subject of food, guys. Here's something I do with my company. It's not for barbecue, but it can be. It's a buns warmer. So the thing about it is, I know it exists somewhere, especially in the Hawaiian island, but it's a bun warmer that it's apart from others because of the way you can make it warmer. You can put it on any source of heat. You can put it on the stove, in your barbecue, propane, anything. So the spike get hot, you put your bread, any kind of bread on it, then it's heated from the inside. So you can put any kind of food in it. It's a great way to walk with your food without getting all messed up, you know. So that's another thing I'm trying. The best way to eat this guy is to wait. You put a cover on it and you put it on the fridge and you wait till the next morning, next day. It's going to be great. All the mix, the spice and everything's going to be well blended, you know. But the traditional way to eat it, it's with a piece of, that's a traditional way. Double dipping, eh? It's crazy good. So guys, that's it for this week. I hope you enjoy it, and please subscribe if you want to follow us, and like. That would be nice. And I'm sorry for the pronunciation, because I have a hard time. You know, I was raised on English speaking television. I went in the Canadian Army for a few years, and I spoke almost all the time in English. So that was good, but since then, and it's been more than 20 years ago, I don't practice as much. So I'm going to get better at it. You know, I wrote a book in English. I work on the internet almost all the time in English, but it's not the same as speaking, because you have to get used to it. When you speak another language than your own, you have the tendency to translate as you go on, and that's the worst way to do it. So I really hope you enjoy it, and I think my speech impairment is gonna get better, not worse, with times. So bear with me. Hope you follow us, guys. See you next week. Take care. To make a song or even try to, well, fuck it.